Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. A lot of you guys might have been following along and found out, boom, we blew up a tire. It didn't even have 75 miles on it. Mickey Thompson gave me a refund and I shipped the tire back to them for them to look at it. I sent them a bunch of pictures. They said the tire looked to be cut. He said there's nothing wrong with the tires, but they're going to look at it and let me know what they feel like happened. They're a really good company. They gave me a refund. Unfortunately, they're not going to be making these tires again until August, excuse me, at the earliest. That kind of puts a damper on my whole summer. I mean, I can't get around on three legs on a car, you know. So we needed to do something. The thing for me I felt was the best thing to do was to buy slicks. That way, I know I need to get a second set of rims, but that way I have my race tires and we can sort of use them to get around. I bought the radials, the Mickey Thompson ET Streets, and they are radials. I know they're not technically street tires or whatever, but they got the dot on them, and they say that they're radials. So just for me to putt around to get to the car shows and stuff until we get broke in on this. You know, we only got about 75 miles on the car, and we got to get the 500 so we can change all the fluids in the transmission in the rear. And obviously we're not going anywhere near a race car track until we do that. And who knows how often we'll get there anyway. But we did have a chance to get the slicks, so we took it. All right, and we're just going to store this tire, which is a 30 by 12 by 15. Huge tire, you know, but it's and I really like the Sportsman by Mickey Thompson, so I'm hoping they start making these sooner rather than later. The only ones I could get, I could buy a pair of these and I could get 28, I think it was 28 12 15s or 11s or something, and it's a little smaller. The RPMs would have went up, and at the end of the day, now I would have had an extra pair of those and one of these, and I would still need slicks. So that was my train of thought. Now when I went with the slick, I do just like everybody else. I went with what's the biggest tire I can get. Well, the closest to this size, which I just told you is a 30 12 15, was this, which is a 315 60 15. Now the section width is 0.60 wider, and that's from the highest point of each sidewall. The traction to the ground is 1 inch more, the tread on the ground. This actually has 1 more inch of surface to surface on it, and it's 0.30. It's 30.30, so it's a little bit wider, or excuse me, the diameter is a little bit bigger. Now it won't fit underneath the car. Well, I'm not saying it won't fit under the car. I can't slip it up behind the quarter panel to mount it to make sure it's going to clear. It's just all those different measurements added up, and it came out to, well, I can't do it. So my first thing was, okay, let's just drop the rear and get it down low enough to where we could slip the tire on, jack the rear back up into place, and make sure everything clears. A lot of guys have to do that to put their racing slicks on anyway. You guys know that. But my buddy Grady shot me a message last night on our live stream after it ran about when he had this problem before, and he said, try to let the air pressure out. Wow, man, that's a lot less work. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to let the air pressure out and see if we can get the tire up under there flat. Now I only got the other tires in the bed of the truck because it needs they both need to be static. I mean, I can't even talk today. Static balanced. But there's no point in paying to get them balanced if they're not going to fit, right? Because I might have to get them unmounted and get a different backspace. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But this tire actually belongs on the driver's side. We're going to try it on both sides, I guess. Or, well, you know, one side goes, it should go on the other side, but I'm still going to try it. So the first thing I'm going to do is let the air out of this tire. We're going to see if we can slip it up behind there, mount it, and then reinflate it and make sure everything's going to clear. All right, that's the plan. I got this. Take this valve stem out of here and just let the air out. Now, once I let the air out, I am going to re-inflate it. All right, well, all the air's out of it. I'll sit on it for a minute, see if I can get any more out of it. A little more hissed out, but I think that's going to be all right. Now it's hoofing back in. All right. Now, like I said a minute ago, this tire actually, this one actually, these are directional, and this one actually belongs on the driver's side, but the other one's still in the back of the truck, and it's really heavy. So I didn't want to get it out because, like I say, we got to static balance these things. So now let's just kind of see. That's further than I got it on the other one. So fingers crossed we can get this up in there. Maybe a pry bar, I don't know. Okay, we're making progress here, guys. This is further than we could get it with air in it, so I still don't know yet. But we're gonna try. Looks like my friend Grady bailed me out. Thanks a lot. That's Mr. B Reel for you guys that don't know on the live. Well, all our live people know who Grady is, but good call, Grady. Let me just take a look, Grady, real quick right here. It looks like it's gonna fit. I'm pretty excited here. All right, guys, we're gonna have to move a couple things, but they fit nice. I can't wait. Like, I know that whenever we get the weight down on there a little bit, it is on the suspension. Never mind, it's on the suspension. So that looks good. I'm really happy with it. I think it's gonna be a hair higher in the back, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to move the cable. All right, so it's not hitting. It's not hitting, but if the wheel was to travel up and down, it could theoretically scafe my my insulation off of the battery terminal cable, or whatever you want to call it, the battery cable. I need to redo my math, because let me tell you guys, I figured, now that's dangerous, but I was thinking that it was going to move the tire this way. It went in. Now, I mean, the 3-inch backspace with those tires and the section width on those tires, I had a little less than 2 fingers or 2 inches here, I guess you could say, and I had a little over here. Now it's like everything went in. It's like you can see it clears the frame, no problem. It's gonna be fine, but the excess went in, which I guess is okay as long as it clears. Like I said, we're not rubbing nothing. We got about 3/4 of an inch there, a clearance, and like I say, the wire's way above. It's on at the top of the frame, but like you guys know, with the suspension travel, we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna move it in on the inside, at least by the tire, and then over here, you guys know I did my fancy footwork with my exhaust. I don't like how close that is now. All right, I can just barely get my index finger through there, so I don't like that. So we're just going to cut it here, shorten it up a little bit, and I guess we're just going to have to dump them here for now. I won't, and I'll keep the backs, and I'll get another 45 for if we go back or whatever, but we got to be able to roll, so that's what we're going to have to do for now. That's what happens when you buy a fatter tire. You got to make a bunch of changes. All right, so let me get the tire off, and I'm gonna go look at the other side real quick. I'll let the air back out of the tire and I'll slip it up on there. Yeah, I won't have to show you guys that, but I just want to make sure. I know this side had more clearance issues with the battery wire. That's why I went to this side. And obviously, like I said, this is directional tire, and you can see right now this one belongs on the driver's side. All right, my apologies. I figured you guys would want to see that. They say 1 inch don't make that big of a difference in some worlds, but in the tire world, it makes all the difference in the world. Back in the 80s, they had those little grannies. Where's the beef? You know, it's right here, right here. All right, guys. Well, we moved the battery cable to the inside now, so that we don't have any to worry about that. And we took the exhaust pipe off all the way out, and we're back to here. I'm going to cut about that 4 inches off right there and put the pipe back on. And then I got to take this piece and I'm going to cut it like right around in here, and we'll put it on. We'll see where we're at. I'm going to have to take this off, the hanger. We're still going to try to use the hanger bolt hole that we got right there, but I got a whole bunch of these. I cut this one off short, so I may have to get one over there and reshape it to hang the tailpipe come out right here. It's a pretty easy switch up. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I hate having to do it, but it fits fine with the tires we had, but with these ones it's just a little too close for me. So we're gonna make the change. I'm gonna bite the bullet. All right, well, we trimmed the exhaust and we got it in front of the tire where the tire is gonna be. I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to try to keep the exhaust behind to get the exhaust back and out of the cabin, but we're sealed up pretty good. And honestly, there was clearance between the exhaust and the tire, the new fat tires, but only about, I could put my finger in there and it was tight between the tire and the exhaust pipe. So it was just a little too tight for me. So I went with this. I asked Dan how far he has his sticking out, and he says, just a couple inches. He said we couldn't get them, we're not going to get them perfect side to side. We didn't, but I think we're within a 1/4 inch. So I got this one here like air, and if we come over on the other side, that one is, it's pretty close. I'm within a 1/4 inch, I think, so I'm not going to get too crazy about it. The biggest thing is on this side, I had to fix the hanger up a little bit. I had to add a piece, so I'm going to pull it. I just tacked everything for now while it's up in the car. So I got to pull these off. I'll trim everything, make it look nice, and weld it up, and then we'll get everything painted. The other side, I didn't have to do that, but it's like, you know, side to side, what do you got to do? And I wanted to be able to still grab those hanger holes we got, because they really work, you know. That's when we welded that 1/4 inch plate onto our brace and had a hole blown in it, and the plate we welded on had a 3/8/16 bolt. It really holds these exhausts well, so we're able to save that and use that. All right, so I just got to pull these tail pipes off, weld up the hangers, and then paint them and put them back on. The tires are out in my truck. Tomorrow after work, I'll stop and get them static balanced. Then I'll mark them, we'll deflate them, put them up in there, fill them up, and get this thing back on the ground, and we'll call that a video. All right, so I'll check back with you guys tomorrow when we get the tires mounted up. All right, guys, well, we got the tires back from getting spun, balanced, static balanced, as you say. Man, this one took a ton, and he put them in there as far in as he could. My worry is about, is it going to hit the caliper, or the weight's going to hit the caliper? I guess we'll find out in a minute. This one was pretty good. It was about the same as last time. It really didn't take much. If we can find them. They're in a different location, but that's about how many they took. So let me get I think that was 5, and the other one was some ridiculous amount. But let me get them deflated, get them mounted, put the air back in, and then we'll set the car down and we'll see how it looks. Man, it's really coming down, but don't worry, we're plowing through. All right, guys, well, we got the slicks on. They look good. I mean, I'm really happy with it. This side come out really, really nice. So did the other side, but I had to make a modification. I'll show you on this side first. That, you know, these bodies, I guess they don't sit quite perfect, but I got a full finger of clearance right here for the travel up and down. We'll keep a close eye on that. I may even take a little shave there, but I took a pie cut out of the other side just to be safe. But if you look where our muffler pipe is, all right, and then compare it to the other side, I think we're right there. I mean, so come over to this side and get down here and let you take a look. It looks like we're right in line with it. Like I say, it looks really good. But you'll see here, this piece of sheet metal right here, I took a pie cut right here because I just want to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So now I got a finger width here, and maybe like when my brother comes down or something, I'll have him bounce up and down on the back, and I'll take a real good look and make sure we got good clearance. We're good here. We're a little tighter on the driver's side. It's just the way the rear sits, I guess. We're a little closer to the frame on the passenger side too, but you know, hey, it is what it is. We got her as close as we can, but look at them big fat tires under there. You're not getting any more meat down underneath there. All right, so it was a little bit of effort to get as much tire under there as we could, and I'm happy that we did it. Like I say, we got slicks now. I'm gonna start saving up to get a set of racing rims. You know, they're like $700 a piece, so I feel like I'll just save up a couple months. We got time, and when they start making the Sportsmans again, we'll get the other tire and put them back on for street driving, and we'll put these slicks on our racing rims. But for now, you know, hey, this is how we do it. This is how I have to do it, you know, because I can't be buying 2 more tires a different size, having a 3rd one down there. I ain't getting into all that. So this worked out well for us. We're going to protect these as best we can. All right, coming around, you guys can see the Nova's waiting in the wings, and I mean, I can't even move in this shop right now, but that's okay. There's my buddy Don. You know, he gave us a really nice plug this week. Really grateful to have his friendship. We didn't do nothing. I mean, I seen a floor in one of my car groups on Facebook, and the guy was selling it for, I'll let Don tell you how much, but he was selling it for basically what they were worth 4 or 5 years ago. It was a great deal, no shipping costs, anything like that. And I just happened to notice that it was in Don's neck of the woods over there in Ohio. And I shot him a text, showed him the ad, and he's like, yeah, man, give me the number. And it was like, you know, what rung true for me was that the floor would fit any one of his cars except for the convertible, which already has a new floor. I mean, it was a sedan floor. It'll fit the Nomad, it'll fit the sedan at his yard. It'll even fit that old Nova that he doesn't even know if anybody would ever want because it needs so much work. But it was like the floor, you couldn't pass it up. And well, Don in Don fashion bought a whole car. And he bought the project the guy was abandoning as well as the floor. So anyway, ship yourself on over to his channel and check the video out when they were talking, when he talks about it a little bit and shows everybody the car he got. It's a really cool 4-door. All right, well, that's what I got this week for you guys in BW Garage. I'm hoping to get jumping on this Nova. We're kind of you know, handcuffed to the weather, and like you guys saw, I mean, we're getting bad thunderstorms and tornado warnings and everything, but we're getting there. It's like all the parts are here except for one drop down on the trunk, but we'll get it. Here or there, pieces and pieces, we'll get it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, think about hitting the subscribe button. I sure could use the support. Until next time, take care.